Hi everyone, I'm Sarah.
I'm Tenzin.
I'm Michael.
And we'll be presenting the PTK Audits and Action Project. Okay, so the inspiration behind our study came from a Netflix documentary called The Great Hack, and it's about a IT service management company called Cambridge Analytica and how they use data on social media to target swing voter demographics to influence major elections. And we researched how regulated tactics such as subliminal message and consumer product marketing has influenced a lot of decision-making processes that have been processed subconsciously through our brain. And we also researched how the majority of the most effective ad campaigns are negative portrayals of the opposing candidates. So our research question is, to what extent is media manipulation effective in swing voter perception? And we're trying to explore the transformation of the traditional ad campaigns to data-driven campaigns that have incorporated new marketing techniques in political ads. And we're trying to learn about the employment of symbolism and subliminal message in modern political ads.
So to create the simulated political campaign, we created 4 videos in total. Doing a lot of research, we found that the most effective political campaigns utilized negative ad campaigns, and they were in the video format. So we created 4 in total. The first was a standard attack ad, which every single subject would watch first, and then we would have a few different variations of the second video. So we would have the control, which doesn't have any manipulation done. The first experimental, which would be the same ad, but we would substitute in a negative symbol that would reinforce the negative atmosphere of the video. And then the second experimental would be the same attack ad, but instead of the symbol, we would have a subliminal message displayed. And then the experiment will be a single blind test, and then the research would be randomly assigned a variation. So we tried to create sort of like a simulation of a swing voter. We got rid of the predisposition and the bias that a lot of voters have when they first start out. A lot of our research was it showed that people with a certain predisposition for, let's say, the Democrat side or the Republican side, they would be more affected by these subliminal messages rather than someone who opposed that side. It wouldn't have really any effect on them. Okay. So this is the control. We have 2 candidates here. They are non-burden students, so most of the students that we tested, none of the students that we tested did not know of them. So we got rid of the bias that way. Then we would have the symbolism, and then we just added the negative symbol right there. Something that's very similar is in the Donald Trump campaign against Hillary Clinton. Instead of in the 2 O's in crooked, they replaced them with handcuffs. So that would be an example of a really poignant symbol. And then this is subliminal. So we just rearranged the adjectives to make it spell out liar. The thing with subliminal is, while your eyes may not register it, your brain sometimes does. So we wanted to see the trend that would possibly occur. Okay. Then at the end, we created a survey, like a normal election, asking them to vote between the 2 candidates, and then just a series of questions that establish trustworthiness and would you vote for this candidate.
So the device that we use is the gaze point GP3, and it's designed to track a subject's pupils by measuring the light that's reflected that the machine emits. And as the pupil moves, the device follows this reflected light. It measures a set of general metrics, such as direction of gaze, number of fixations, and time to first fixation. A gaze point is actually the individual unit which the person's pupil is looking at, and a conglomeration of gaze points is what is called a fixation. We use fixations mostly because we can find a correlation of spending more time instead of a single gaze point. And the GB3 has a sampling rate of 60 hertz, which means that it's sampling 60 gaze points every second. So our procedure, we would calibrate the device through the following a small dot across the screen. There was 9 regions which we would ask the participants to follow. We created two folders, the one being the control, which every subject would watch, and the second, which would be a random assignment of the 3 variations. And we would record it and then collect the data and record it. As for data analysis, we have, our goal was 150 participants, and we exceeded that by getting 180 participants in a little over a month. Quantitative, we're still in the process. We have the Excel sheets, and we're going through all of the subjects to see that if the data is viable. And then qualitative, for the survey that we employed, we had 48% who voted for the candidate which employed the manipulated ad. 32% voted for Thomas Young, which was the one who was unmanipulated, nothing done to him. And then 20% voted neither, which this was something that we found very interesting because people actually stated that negative ads had really no effect because of the slandering of the other opponent and not the stating of the actual politician's platform. And as you can see here, the green and red is the heat map, which is associated with the fixations. And you can see that this participant looked directly at our subliminal message. And when we look through the data, we'll see if that had any effect of them voting.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.